Evening, everybody. How are we all? Hope everyone's doing well on this, well, actually rather pleasant Sunday evening in the UK at the moment. Bright and sunny. Or, well, it was. Sun's gone down now. Thank you, Mr. B, Brandon, for sharing the link out on FishTube as notifications. Hello, Candy, my dear. Alice, my lovely. I don't need to worry about being good here, Mr. B. We are, I think PG-17 is the American terminology. I did. You got your times wrong, Alice. You're thinking in Norwegian time, not UK time. It's an hour earlier here, remember? It is now 6 p.m. here, not 7. Nola, my dearie, how the devil art thou? Mandy, my lovely. Ro, welcome aboard. Don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. If you haven't, then no, probably won't again, but you know, these things happen. The lovely Pamilala, Punchy Paints. Dan, Daniel keeping fish. Still getting on well with the new brine shrimp hatchery, Dan. Hope that's all going well. Love mine. Morning Aqua Balls from Los Angeles, and Chris from Multi Tank Addiction, and Chevy Fish from Chevy Fish, and a mono shrimp just turned up. Yay! No, Pammy Lala, not Pammy Llama. The beard ain't that bad. Yes. So, where are we? Yes, still not sponsored. So we'll crack that. Give them a little bit more coverage. Although my smiling face is really not going to help sales, is it? But there we go. Even ugly fat people can enjoy Monster. There we go. That's my slogan for marketing. So, as I normally like to start out with, what's been going on this week in my fish room? Not a huge amount. Everything's that definitely was. That would have been a maggot stream, Bob. Yeah. Yeah, let's now there's a reason some people can't tell what 6 inches is. Oh, uh-oh. Anyway, so yes, not a lot been going on. Everything happy, healthy, munching away, growing away, doing what it does. Hi there, Moonstone. And today, 2 new additions to the fish room, fish house. You're not going to see them. They are in the tank, and I can see one of them right down there. And they are a pair. Well, I say a pair, 2. Let me just check. No, it's more like 9 inches. I'll say a pair of Achia gabonensis, the African wood shrimp, or vampire shrimp, or everything else. Oh my god. Yeah, I just halved it and added the extra 3. Thank you very much, Ray. So yes, pair of African wood shrimps, the blue ones, and they are named JC and B. So any English person will get that joke. I kind of had to really, because they're basically like little tanks walking around in there. hiding up, unfortunately, but that's pretty much what filter shrimp do when they're first in the tank, acclimated. They came from Pets at Home, the UK's version of Petco or PetSmart, and I love my local store. As everyone says, don't get things from Pets at Home or Petco or PetSmart or whatever. It's just down to the individual store and the employees. If you've got a good store with good employees, it's great. If you've got a badly run store with bad employees, it's going to suck. Hey, Bob. Hello again, D. Hey, Kay. It was all right. We're just talking about things that might be 6, 9, or 12 inches long. I haven't built a model for any of my tanks and my shrimp. Reason being, a lot of the products I use on my models are extremely toxic. I'm not using water-based paints. I'm not using water-based clear coats and I'm using alcohol and lacquer-based stuff and some really quite nasty chemical glues and weathering products and stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't. It has crossed my mind. I did build a monster aquarium though the other week. Yeah, biggest aquarium ever. Yeah, plastic is safe, but it's the stuff I put on the plastic isn't safe. That's the problem. And yeah, I'm not going to use inferior materials either. That's the problem. I'm not a fan of water-based acrylic paints. They work okay on small figures. On larger models, they're too rough. Basically, they're just not good enough. Not up to the job. Oh no, eating, flashing your tongue and pooping, that's pretty much my repertoire, Bob. So, you know, we can manage it. He's definitely better looking than I am. Hey Kenny, how you doing? Nail polish. Once it's fully cured, quite probably. All depends on the base. So I mean, it's going to be a enamel-based lacquer, I would have thought. Yes, once it is fully cured, it possibly or probably would be safe, but the chances of finding the right colors and then for all the weathering and everything as well, it's just not worth me taking the risk. Plus, most of the models I build probably are, well, yeah, sharp, sticky, outy bits and stuff. It's just, yeah. And plus, yeah, there are snails and plecos in all my tanks, so it's going to get nommed on. Yeah, I could put a clear over it, but again, it all depends on the clear you use. Something like Alclad Aquagloss would probably be safe, but you still then got everything leaching out from inside the model as well, which would be the glues, the fillers, and everything else that I use. Oh, yacht varnish would be safe. It just wouldn't necessarily live up to my levels of what I would consider quality. Let's put it that way. It wouldn't be completely clear. It would probably yellow quite badly. And I'm suspecting it's probably got either an algicide or a fungicide in it as well. Nola repainted aquarium decor dragon with nail polish. Scared to put it back in. I was like, as long as it's fully cured, you'll probably be all right. I say it's not necessarily the paints that I would be worried about too much. It's more everything else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. But yeah, it's something I could do, but I'd like to have as natural a look as I can. So the only thing I would probably do is if I can get a really good model of Cthulhu at the right scale, then I'll pop that in the big tank. But other than that, now the rest of them are all planted wood, rocks, that kind of thing. And yes, Father Fish goes at the start of the next hour. So 7 for me, 8 for Alice, and whatever it happens to be in America, whichever part of the world you're in. No, I've not got any tin beans yet, Kay. I will be going down to the greengrocer either tomorrow or Tuesday and having a rummage around and see if I can find some stuff that would be suitable plecklet food. So, and I've not, I'll say, tinned green beans I can't get locally. For some reason, my Lidl doesn't carry them, and I don't have an Aldi in Attleborough. Hello, Scott Alien World Aquatics and Paige the Lucky Seahorse. I think that should be the Lovely Seahorse. No Asda's here either. Got a Sainsbury's, but I refuse to go in there anymore. I'll just go to the greengrocer and get some fresh, straight out of the ground, still covered in mud. Then just give them a scrub off, boil them. Yeah, hold on. So now I'm fine, Bob. I'm sure I can stretch to feeding 120 something plecos. Yes. I mean, they are, yeah, from a local organic farm. You know, whatever I get, it'll get a good wash off anyway and blanched. So hopefully get any chemicals that might be on there off there. And I'll, depending on what it is, I'll peel the skin off as well. Yeah, so there probably is a local organic farm. Not yet. No, I've still got them. The first lot won't be too much longer, but as I say, there's only like 8 of those. And the second lot are now coming up 4.5 weeks. So probably be another couple of months before they're ready to go. And obviously, the bigger they get, the more they eat. Yes, Steve, when you got that many, they eat an alarming amount of food. I'm basically going through a whole large courgette or zucchini a week, just feeding baby plecos at the moment, and algae wafers on top of that, and protein pellets. Yeah, they are eating a lot, and I'm probably going to have to set up another grow out tub for them, unless I can. I nearly said get rid. That's the very wrong term. Oops, forgive me. Unless I can move on the rest of the bait or rest of juvenile crebensis, because they're going to have to go into this lot of plecos or bristlenoses, plecklets, going to have to go into that 10-gallon grow out tub until these guys in this grow out tub just down here move. I sell them. Then I can empty that, fill up the spare 10-gallon grow out tub I've got, get that sorted, and then swap them all over and split them up and what have you. By which point I'll probably have another set. So yes, 400 shrimplets ready to go. Haven't found these ones at home. Yep, that's busy. Actually, yes, I was in Pets at Home today. A lot of their Romano shrimp were buried. Obviously, I know they're in just in normal water, so they're not going to come to anything, but does mean that I did get to explain to the fish guy and gal in there about buried shrimp, what they were, what it meant, how they reproduce, all that kind of stuff. Which is great. You know, I go in there and I get asked loads of questions. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm by no means an expert, but the people that work there know I kind of know my fish and shrimp and stuff. So if there's something they're not sure or they don't know about, they'll ask me. I've had them actually send customers to me to ask a question before. But yeah, if someone's willing to learn, like I'm always willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. Steve, yes, I know someone with a pond. I have. Yeah, I cleaned my filter out this morning, actually, my pond filter. No bloodworms in there. A few brandlings. Plenty of snails. And lots of thick black gunk that was. No, you clean out a fish tank filter, it's a bit poopy and grim, but a pond filter, oh my god, the colour that thing goes. Hey Caleb, how you doing, bud? No, I think got an Amano with a batch of ghosts. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're clear shrimp. It's easy mistake to make her. I've not got any Daphnia growing yet, Kate. As soon as the sun gets into my back garden a bit, then my summer tub will start growing green water and Daphnia and mosquito larva and all that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you very much, Mandy. Zen Ginger. I never say no. Working on the T26. Oh, which company's T26, Caleb? So I'm on the T54's tracks, and they're quite interesting. Yeah, I've got some male neos that are completely white, as it were, no color at all. And I'm just glad I know what there is in that tank, because otherwise I wouldn't have a clue what they were. I was in a state of amusement, the best state to be in. Certainly less. You don't get this. Well, you don't get the headache from the states that I used to get in anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think Amano shop, I believe, works in a pet shop, so he should be able to shift his shrimplets on. Active stand filters, good. Yeah, so my pond isn't really big enough for anything like active sand filters or rotating drum filters or barrels or anything. No, it's only about 150 gallon. Start a vinegary oil culture if you're fry. Would be nice, Kay, but I haven't actually got any fry that need it at the moment. Although Roberta, the female apistogramma, has taken to digging out inside the cave and walling up the entrance, so she can just fit and nothing else can. So that might be happening at some point. But then I've got fry food. There should be some gunk living in there, some microorganisms and stuff. And I'll pop, if there are fry, I'll pop some fry food in. And once they're a little bit bigger, I'll get them onto the old brine shrimp, because I have the same brine shrimp hatchery that Dan did a review of, a rather excellent review of, I have to say, this week. And as you say, Dan, it's just such a simple way of doing brine shrimp. No faffing about with bottles and tubes and pipes and lamps and God knows what else, and airlines. You just fill it up with water, put the salt and the eggs in, give it a stir, leave it 24 hours, pull the brine shrimp out. It's that simple to use. Right. If I can make it work, it's easy. And the lab, that's one way of calling it. And when I got my news, keep it warm, I just stick it on top of this tank. Job done. Oh no, Mandy. Oh, that's sad. Well, I say the last pair of Apistos I had, the second lot of fry, which were actually from the offspring of the first pair of Apistos I had. The first lot of fry then had fry. I think it was the mother that ate all the babies because the dad then killed the mother. At least that's my kind of thinking on it, The fry all disappeared and then the mum was dead. So I'm guessing that's kind of what happened. Either that or Albert just went nuts and killed everyone. Yep. Stick it on the flex. See, this is another good reason to have lids on your tanks. You can put stuff on there that needs to stay warm. I'm trying to think up a name for baby Apistos if I get any. I'm thinking so far as they're cacatoides, I'm thinking cacklets. Because obviously I have criblets, shrimplets, plecklets, guplets, platlets. So cacklets, that sounds good. Oh geez, Bob, you're going to be overrun with them. And there you were wondering how on earth you were going to get hold of a Bistos. Yeah. Gravy fish. Yeah, don't call them Bistos, Dan, because otherwise I'll want to eat them. Yeah, I was like, Bob, considering you were concerned about not having a female and where you were going to get a female from, yeah, you've had a lot of babies out of a group of males, haven't you? Pistolitos. Pistlets. Pistlets. Yeah, something like that works. I'll come up with something if the time comes. Yeah, so the mum was looking after him for 2 weeks. There's probably, I would think that after 2 weeks, the fry are big enough that they're starting to make their own way around the tank rather than being the little cloud. So they probably start breaking off, and Dad has nabbled the occasional one, then eventually got all of them. Ah, Sean. No, your magic's failing you today, Sean. No one's mentioned shell dwellers. Angry Owl, how the devil are you, Mr. Al McNeish, modelling guru, professional hobbit. And Teresa and Big J, hello everybody who's just turned up or has been here a while and I've not seen because I'm useless. A bit like the Mighty Jingles, I'm old and crap. So yeah. What else have I been watching this week? Oh, bless. You're not a halfling then, Al, you're a quarterling. Al's a good buddy. He's also a translator for another modeler. Another one who sounds even, well, Al is also Scottish. Like Dan and Amano are in Scotland. But Al is a very good translator into English of other Scots people. Because Al is understandable. Sometimes people aren't quite yet. Hey, you, Jimmy. There's still too many vowels in that for Tony. Like, and then Al would translate that into "Are you Jimmy?" It's the modelling hangouts that we have. Great fun. Shadow's still fast asleep then, Sean. I've been watching Avenue 5, Hugh Laurie's new space comedy. It's okay. I shall keep an eye out for that. We shall see. Oh yeah, Al is also a nun. That is the other thing. Sister Al. Nah. Let sleeping dogs or cats lie. That's my advice for this week. If an animal's asleep, leave it. At the very least, you're going to have to let them out to go to the loo. The very worst, they're going to savage you. Sister Mac, that's cool. Yeah, that's it. Sister Mac is what you're now known as. Or, well, no. I'll be polite. Pardon me, he says. Yeah. Yeah, it's the other thing. Don't wake me up if I'm asleep. I wake up pretty much until I've had nicotine, caffeine, sugar. I'm basically a cross between a Wookiee and a Sasquatch. Sissy Meg. Don't call Al a sissy. Oh dear. Yeah, don't use me as a pillow either. Yeah, don't put weight on my stomach because chances are there'll be something coming out. Bob Kohler's Aquatics. Last night, a 50% water change removed the floating wood in my 180. Almost clear this morning. So the piece of wood has been leaching tannins, possibly, and maybe other stuff into the water. Now, so I don't mind a bit of tannins in the water. Really, I don't have huge amounts of issues with it. The two stumps in here have never leached anything. The wood in this thing here hasn't. There isn't any in that one. The wooden there hasn't. There hasn't. I've only had a couple of bits that have actually leached any tannins, so, or noticeable levels anyway. That might just be me being blind and not noticing it. But it's one of the things I have thought to do, is perhaps do a black water tank. I was thinking maybe for the Epistos, whether they might like a black water, because it's just those and Ember Tetras in there. Yeah, definitely keep the wood out of the live streams. That's the, yeah. This is the thing. It's especially anything that lives in the Amazon, as it were, not necessarily the tributary streams, which are probably quite clear, but the main Amazon River itself. Anything that would live in that, I would have thought, wouldn't want clear water. Is going to want manky. No, going to want the water that people go on Facebook and go, "What's wrong with my water?" Yeah. So the clear water is purely for us. The fish and pretty much everything in our tank would probably love if all our tanks were just green water, or greeny browny water with tannins and green water. Everything would love that. But I say it's just us. And I do know some people can get some vertigo when they look into a tank if the water and glass are too clean. So you get that look that Corey says about where it looks like the fish are flying through the air because you can't see the water or the glass. That can give some people vertigo. So I'm thinking maybe some tannins or the like in the water would prevent that for people. Yeah, definitely keep Woody out of the water with the green terror. Even more so with the Candiru. Yep, it's amazing now, Nola, isn't it? How sometimes if you clean your filters out, the water gets cleaner. I'm not taking the mickey, but yeah, it's one of those things you see so often. Why is the water in my tank cloudy? What filters are you using? I'm using this. Have you got anything with perhaps some filter floss in it? No. Yeah. Filter floss is your friend. It's the best thing there is for taking the fine particles out of the water. It'll even get green water out. Rock that homeless look, Sean. This is me tarted up. I had a shave this morning, believe it or not, and I had a haircut about 3 weeks ago. Oh dear, it's getting a bit windy today. I honestly, I've never had that problem with the cloudy water. So, is it a bacterial bloom? Is it just gunk particulates floating about? Oh no. Internal filters are the easiest to keep clean. You just pull the sponges out, squeeze them out in the tank water that you do with your water change, pop them back in, job done. And if you're really sneaky and your filter's low enough, you don't even have to turn it off. Yeah. And plus, when an internal filter leaks, it leaks into the tank, not onto the floor. Yeah, hobs or hang-on backs, they're probably the easiest to clean because you just literally lift the lid off and pull the stuff out. Oh, that's it. Yeah, 5 FX6s per 10 gallons. Yeah. 3 kilos of Biohome Ultimate in each one. Yeah. Best filter you can get is the one you like. If you like it, you'll clean it. Exactly. If This is again, I was watching one of Dan's older videos earlier. When I say older, it wasn't that old. So the Oase, I can't quite remember the name, but it was their canister filter, Biotherm or something like that. It's the one that you can have the heater inside the canister. But the way that was designed, to me, makes a canister seem a viable option, because you can pretty much just looks like you can just shut the valves on the pipes, pull the pipes off, or just turn it off, because you don't really need to open the rest of it. So yeah, just turn the water flow off, pull the pre-filter bit out, squeeze all the gunk out of that, put it back in, and job done. Which is going to be basically the same as cleaning out the U4 in there. You know, it's easy to do. The ones where you got to disconnect all the hoses, pull it out of the cabinet, take the top off, fill something up with tank water, pull all your bits of sponge or just bits of sponge, because you don't need anything else in there other than floss. Clean them all out in the bucket, and because it's not been done for about 6 months, it's an absolute, it looks like a pond filter. Then put it all back together, put it all back under the stand, plug it all back in, turn it all back on, shake it about a bit to get the air bubbles out. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, Oase have got to do some good work, because you know how many people have suffered from the bloody bio-orbs. You know, they owe the fish keeping community some good products, I think. Those bio-orbs are bloody awful things. They're like the Apple, well, they're like an Apple product, basically, aren't they? They're like if Apple did fish tank products, a bio-orb. Let's design it and design it and design it and design it and design it for style. Oh shit, it doesn't work. Never mind, we'll double the price and we'll sell it, because we'll tell people it's awesome. Yeah, as I say, okay, I was looking at prices of canisters today, actually, while myself and Mary were out and about. And the Oases and the Fluvalls are pretty close on price. There's not a huge difference either way. And the All Pond Solutions, that's it. See, I think I hear APS, I think of the old 90s British group, Apes, Pigs and Spacemen. Not All Pond Solutions. Might just actually Apes, Pigs and Spacemen. Might, yeah, that's probably more apt. So obviously they're just rebadged Sunsons. But I'll say it's, you know, choose the filter you want for the tank you want. But you know, it's yeah, you got to keep your eye out for deals, and no, don't take your information from the person that's selling you the product. Yeah, they all work. Oh hell, there's a box filter in there, Brandon. 90 or 18, whatever, 100. Yeah, the original ones of them were probably made out of steel or Bakelite. Yeah, or hot rod your own. Yeah, half price because the heater was missing. Oh, result. Yeah, that is a definite result. I mean, I would have probably gone with, oh, right, the heater's been nicked. How much is the heater? 20 quid? Knock 40 quid off of it. Oh, yeah, I'll say filters. How to put it? If your water's clean, you got enough filters. If your ammonia and nitrate are running at 0, you've got enough biological media filtration. And if you're that worried about having nitrates in your water, well, tough. It's going to happen. Yeah, I'll say it's. I agree with Dan. Though. I would rather pay a bit more for the Biomaster Thermo, just for the ease of use of it. I know Fluval are the big name in canister filters, but just looking at that one video of it and going, that really makes sense. Why doesn't everyone do that? Why don't everyone do it the easy way? It's because they don't want you to open it very often. So when you do, it's that gunked up, you can't clean the sponges out properly, so you buy new ones. Planned obsolescence. Because I mean, let's be honest, and I'm not including anyone necessarily here, because I'm sure we're all well up on our tank maintenance. How many people do you think who have canister filters wait until they notice there's bugger all flow coming out of it and their tank's starting to look cloudy before they clean it? Yeah, then again, you got the other thing, the simpler the better. The less electronic parts, the less moving parts, the less likely it is to go wrong. Well, there you go, Alice. You can leave nose pegs on when you go to clean that out. Because I'm not slacking, you're slacking. Yes. Well, if you saw my video on water changes this week, Mandy, you'll know that I clean all my filters out every week. So, nah. Because it adds about, yeah, I would if I were you, Alice. Just do it outside. Preferably a long way away from anywhere built up. Yeah, I'll say exactly. I mean, if you've got a pre-filter on it, that does make a difference because that catches most of the gunk before it goes into the filter. See you later, Ken. Have fun. Don't work too hard. Yeah, 356 sounds about right. Okay, for around here. So I guess we're pretty much on the same. Well, we're on the same water company. The water comes from the same place. Yeah, it's still going to be full of poop, though, Alice. But the area we live, especially around here, we live in a rural. Myself and Kay, this is. Live in a rural part of the country. There's a lot of farming. No, it's just basically small towns and a couple of larger towns and a city separated by farmland. And in the UK, over the last month, we've had, 3 storms come through, lots of heavy rain, and a lot of what's around here is pig farms. So that's a lot of pig poop on the land, which is then washing straight into the water system, which is why at the moment we've got very high TDS out the tap, because of the amount of nitrates in the water. I should hope you do clean it in the shower, Alice. So I'm just having really no, don't share that thought, Sharp. You walked into that one, Alice. That's all your fault. And there we go. Mr. B has done a intake sponge video. And what I would find interesting, if anyone ever did the science, doubtful, but at some point someone might do, was if you've got an intake filter or intake sponge on your filter, how much bacteria is living in the intake sponge that would, that's now not living in the filter? Don't worry, Alice. You'll get there eventually. We're not talking about your filter, by the way. Although if you don't clean it, it might start smelling fishy. Yes. This is one of my things, is the where do bacteria live? How many bacteria do you need per milligram of ammonia or nitrite? So yes, clean all 6 inches of it. So now we know what Mr. B does in the shower. He gets it up to 6 inches and gives it a good clean. Yeah, it keeps the solids out, but are the bacteria feeding off the solids? Because as the solids break down, they produce the ammonia as well as the stuff, as well as fish excreting it from their gills. As the solids break down, they turn into ammonia. So would they live on the solids, as it were? No, we're not being perverts again, Alice. We're just talking about making sure you wash your private parts properly in the shower. That's and if you need a hand, well, I'm sure Brandon will help. Yeah, it's anyway, Bob says an intake filter holds a lot of bacteria. My basic thinking on this is, in nature in generally speaking, creatures go to where the food is. And if the food is the solids that are getting trapped in the sponge, it would move along and through the filter, but then it's going to come back and come through the intake sponge, so they might get it the second time around. There needs to be a lot of science done on bacteria and fish tanks to see what there is, what we need, where it lives, how long it lives, what is actually dangerous, what isn't. Yeah, so right, acid rain, yeah. Yes. Sorry, I was thinking Sean was asking how would you filter the 280 gallon. He's asking Bob specifically. I mean, I would think. No, Bob said there are 3 hang-on backs, big ones. I mean, it's when you start getting over, to me anyway, it's once you start hitting the 100+ gallons that you need to do something more than having a little internal filter or a sponge filter. Yeah, exactly. We can't really measure the bacteria. We can only measure the results. So what you need is a scanning electron microscope to look at every part of the filter to see. Now, a scanning electron would be able to count the bacteria, and probably be able to tell you which flavour or type of bacteria they were, and then see how it works. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the full cycle, the much vaunted full cycle, isn't a thing. It is. I'm just not so sure it works in quite the way that some people think it does. It's one of these things where we understand the basics of what happens, but we don't know in depth what happens. Someone will do the science at some point. I mean, if it's a filter manufacturer or a media manufacturer, they might hide the results. They don't work out the way they want them to. But these things have a habit of getting out. Yeah, that's it. We'll get Joseph on the case. Or I can get on Amber and she can get Joseph on the case, because then he might actually do it. Oh, 21 years ago, he lost all his tanks. Dang, Steve. 21 years ago. What was I doing for a hobby 21 years ago? Oh, I've been 20. Oh, I can't remember 21 years ago. That's the problem. I would probably be of racing RC cars and drinking and imbibing illicit substances. I mean, that's a 20-gallon. Yeah, I mean, a 20-gallon sump is still damn good size, I would have thought. I mean, it all depends, Sean. Are you looking to get the nitrate removal as well? Because if not, you're going to definitely get enough bacteria in there to take the load, or enough media to house enough bacteria to take the load from the tank, I would have thought. And yeah, good point, Kay. Something I always think some people miss out on when they've got their sump in there. They've got like this, got the tank on the cabinet, and I got the sump in the cabinet, and I got all these different compartments. I say, why not have one of the compartments just full of plants? Now, fast-growing plants, stem plants, Eladia, Limnophilia, something like that are going to suck the nitrates out of the water. You don't need a Fluval 3.0 on something like that. Just a Nicrew cheapie, the cheapest light you can get hold of, and you just turn it on. Hi, Alex Breeding Fish. How the devil are you, sir? I'll say, if any of the mods are here and do have, actually, I'm gonna. This doesn't mean you have to change how you act, Brandon. Still be yourself here anyway. Well, if my computer wakes up, come on. There you go, Mr. B. You can now post links, and we'll see how we go. Yes, I think Father Fish is due on in like 5 minutes. I will be carrying on for a while yet. See if we can get into some of the more random subjects we end up talking about here. Yeah, I mean, so even if you just have a 20-gallon planted tank, just a plant tank underneath it, Sean, and go with whatever canisters or hang backs or whatever it is you're going to use, if you can wangle in small, I don't know, small, a 20 gallon full of random plants, easy, fast growing nitrate sponges, that to me just seems a sensible idea. And heck, even duckweed, if you can keep it from getting into the return. Caleb, no, I won't be joining any of the GBs on the forum. As you probably noticed, I don't even post on the ISM forum. I haven't done since the photo bucket debacle. Yeah, duckweed, aquarium herpes. Yeah, can be easy enough to get rid of. Oh, hashtag Sharpie. Yep. Hashtag whatever you like, I think. Confuse father fish with something strange. Got a laptop to live stream. My fisherman build camera's terrible. What's a good webcam? You won't go wrong with a Logitech C920. There are newer versions available, but they are more expensive. And I'm streaming with, that's what I'm using, Logitech C920. It's the same one Bentley uses, although mine's a newer model of the same webcam. There's a Carly person making models. How the devil are you, sir? Yeah. Sort the plumbing. Good news. Oh, sweet. You have your shell shed, your shelly shed. Yeah, shelly shed. I think that's definitely the right name for it. Yeah, I'm passable. Vaguely human, as usual. I'm never going to be fully human, am I? B929. Pass. Yeah. See you later, Sean. Yeah. Remember, everyone set up a shell dweller tank. And if you don't want shell dwellers, just get a big conch shell and some crebensis or a pistos, and I'll soon start using that as an L. An L? What the hell's that? A cave, a nest. That's it. Why am I thinking Nels? Logitech C920. Hang on. Hey, probably could use your phone as a camera. I'm not that high tech. I just bought the Logitech because that's what other people said was a really good webcam, and I plugged it into my computer, and it all worked. Let me see if I can get that in the chat. Logitech C920. There we go. That's the one. Usually available on Amazon, and the price does vary quite a bit. It goes up and down quite a lot. If there's a sale on, you can sometimes get them silly cheap. I think I paid 35 for mine. I think I was going down to like 25 sometimes. Sometimes they're 50. But yeah, it's a good solid webcam. Decent picture, decent focus, passable sound. It's got the twin mics, so it's sound reducing as well. So you can't hear all the buzzing from the fish tanks too much. Yeah, face not so blurry on here. Yeah, it's probably not a good thing. I think part of that is down to on the ISM live show, the fact there's 8 or 9 of us, and it's I think what happens is because we're joining Paul's hangout, that our signal goes to Paul, and then Paul's signal puts everyone up, rather than like our individual signals going up So yeah, things get lost in translation. It's not the greatest of picture quality, and we notice it when we're offline. When we're in an offline hangout, as it were, we're still online but not live. But the picture quality is better. It's probably something to do with YouTube not liking 8x8 or something like that going on. Some high tech reason why stuff don't work like it should. You know, too much information trying to go down the same cable. Hey Brian, how you doing, buddy? $54.99 Amazon. Yeah, that's the higher end that they tend to go at. If you're not too desperate, Alex, stick it in your basket and leave it. Chances are you'll probably get an email at some point saying such and such has changed price in your basket, and chances are it's gone down. That's what I did. Cool, right. Priscilla, my dearie, how the devil are you? Nice to see you. Oh, cute little emoji as well. I hope your customers haven't been annoying you too much today. Actually, is it morning? Oh, it's Sunday, isn't it? So, yeah. Oh, let's go with hope your customers haven't been annoying you too much lately. Let's go with that. Yep, no worries, Alex. Unless I find something on Amazon that is already cheap and it's not something I'm desperate for, then I do just click on it, add to basket, and leave it. Generally, the price will come down after a while. Sometimes it can take quite a while, but the more expensive it is, the bigger the saving. So, and if I could figure out how, I would probably try and figure out how to do Amazon affiliate stuff, but that's probably way above my mental pay grade, as it were, or my tech savvy level. I mean, heck, I struggled enough figuring out a PayPal link. Okay. I'm always amazed when a computer still does what I tell it to. Even more amazed when it does it when I tell it to. It normally takes a while. Oh, who's that? Oh, I see someone trundling about in there. Yeah, still sat down there. There's someone playing silly buggers in there. Ah, it's the forktails. News is saying not to buy off of Amazon because of the coronavirus. Oh, that is so funny. And it is so wrong. Right. Coronavirus is a flu virus. The viruses can only live outside of a host for, I think, a maximum of 7 hours. So, based on a next day delivery, all the viruses are going to be dead. Yes, Steve, I do sell on the fish I breed to a local wholesaler who, unfortunately, I have been overstocking lately. Oops. Yes, he's struggling to sell all the crebensis. I've still got about 20 left, I think. Kind of news I wouldn't pay any attention to. Although last week when I was on the bus, I kind of had a bit of a coughing fit and ended up with most of the top deck of the bus to myself. So, result. No, it's quite why everyone is going so worried about coronavirus. I have no idea. Oh yeah, yeah. And the people that saying don't drink Corona beer or you'll catch coronavirus. Oh Jesus Christ, those people need shooting. Yeah, that's, in England, the thing is at the moment, coronavirus is big news because it's keeping all the problems with Brexit off of the front pages. No, I don't keep zebra danios. I've got glow light danios. I've not bred them. Let's say that I've not actually tried to breed them. There's 7 in the tank that's right here, and there's, you know, just by on the law of averages, there should be some males and females in 7. So from another video I was watching this week, there was a Bentley Pasco, I think another semi-old one, was how to make a spawning mop. So I may well make myself a spawning mop and see if I can get either the glow light danios to spawn or the celestial pearl danios, or perhaps maybe the copper harlequins. Is there anything else in there that could? The ember tetras. Other than that, the platies and the guppies you don't need a spawning mop for. Yeah, so that's on my list of things to do. Buy some acrylic yarn. And Mandy, how the devil do you find these things that fast? It takes me longer to think of it than it takes you to find it. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so I was watching that, and it's one of those things where, yes, you could buy a spawning mop, but as Bentley explains in that video, you might want one that's 4 inches long in one tank and one that's reaching all the way at the bottom in like a 4-foot deep tank. Yeah, so you then go out and buy half a dozen spawning mops, and it's going to be cheaper to buy a ball of acrylic yarn, preferably in a nice subdued green color. Yeah, so yeah. The trick there, if you are really worried about getting coronavirus from Amazon, is it comes up order within like X amount of time to get it next day. Let that tick over and then click on it. Piece of asteroid stuff. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Steve, I've probably accidentally bred Danios, but in the case of the CPDs, they're in with rams, so the rams will eat any young or eggs. With the glow lights, they're in with African butterfly cichlids, so again, they will eat any eggs or young they find. And then the stuff in here, well, you know, I'm lucky if I find a couple of guppy fry or platy fry. Everything gets demolished in there. That would be, let's say, the butterfly cichlid, the crebensis, bosemani rainbow. Yeah, pretty much everything in there will eat fry. So basically what I do is, if I happen to spot a small fry in there, it goes into one of the grow out tubs. Because if it survived long enough for me to spot it, then it deserves a chance at life. Other than that, it's free live food, let's put it that way. And again back to Dan's wonderful brine shrimp hatchery video. That hunting instinct that fish get from chasing and eating live food, guppy and platy fry, it is live food. Yeah, clean it. And you say, oh, just don't open it. That's just grab the box, chuck it down somewhere, and leave it till the next day before you open it, and all the bacteria will be, or all the virus will be dead. So I have to use public transport. So if any one of us is going to get coronavirus, it's going to be me. Especially when you've got the kiddies using it. When you touch a handrail and it's all sticky from teenagers grabbing hold of it. Ugh. Yeah, so I've got, I say 9 tanks, Steve. I've got 7 display tanks and 2 set up. Well, one which is a 24-litre plastic tote, which is what, 6 and a bit gallon, and the other one is a 10-gallon plasterer's bath or builder's bucket. Yeah, as Mandy says, it only lives for 3 hours or so on surfaces. Yeah, killifish are cool. There was some I saw the other week when I went and got, I say the other week, it's probably a month or so ago now, when I went and got my epistogrammas, and I can't remember what they were called, but they were, oh geez, they were absolutely stunning and multicolored, super bright, super awesome looking fish. But I was good. I was a good boy. I didn't go, ooh, shiny, me buy. I left them. I came home. I did my research and found they were an annual killifish. So if they're an adult when you buy them, you've probably got 6 months to breed them before they die. So yeah, they weren't exactly cheap either. So I left them where they were. I think the most expensive fish I own to buy is probably one of my bristle noses. I mean, obviously it depends where you get them from, but I think the one I paid the most for was Bertie, the Sunshine bristle nose, and the one that anywhere else than get from a wholesaler would have been more expensive is Ginger, the longfin super red. And I see a Jess. Hello, Jess. How the devil are you? Looking forward to your D&D today, I assume. Yeah. Some of the killifish do live a couple of years. I think it all depends on where they naturally live. If they live somewhere that has a rainy season and a dry season, and literally they've got 6 months to, you know, they breed at the end of the rainy season. The eggs sit dry until the next rainy season, and then they have to hatch, grow, and reproduce before the puddle disappears. Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be ordering chicken from Amazon. That's a, dear sir, please send me a box of salmonella. I order killifish or eBay. They come in an envelope with a peat block. Yep, they come with literally the dried eggs. Yeah, that's cool. Something to think of anyway. But yes, there's so much to this hobby. So many different types and kinds of fish. The different ways they breed, grow, live, eat, die. Different parameters, different types of tanks. There's just so much that it's no wonder why some people end up with 300 odd tanks. Because if you want to do all of it, you're going to need that many. So I've not been doing this 2 years yet. So I'm still on the basic end of things. The list of things I've bred is, compared to probably quite excuse me, compared to quite a few of you guys in the chat, my list is frankly embarrassing. There's nothing tricky at all in anything I've grown or bred. I mean, the first thing I bred were platies. Yeah, exactly, not difficult. Then guppies. Enjoy your evening, Jess. Have a great day yourself. So yeah, platies, guppies, cherry shrimp, then apistogrammas, crebensis, rams, bristle noses. I think that's it. I mean, there's probably a couple of others that are bred and I've not seen the eggs or the young. They've been eaten too quickly. I think that's it. Oh, and Malaysian trumpet snails. I'm really good at breeding those. I'm like an expert level trumpet snail breeder. Yeah, cherry shrimp was, I think, the cherry was the second or third thing I bred. Something like that. I'm also an expert at breeding planaria and growing algae. Nothing wrong with a Belfast sink in the backyard. Yeah, I've had many a happy childhood time with an old sink or tin bath in the garden as a pond, and then yeah, just stuff we've caught in the little net from the canal or pond or stream. So yeah, mainly sticklebacks and minnows. I did once catch a baby pike and thought that would be cool to put in there, and then all the sticklebacks and minnows disappeared. That wasn't such a good idea. Senegal giant gourami has tanked his basement. That rings a bell, Steve. I can't remember who it was. No, I'm hoping it's not someone in the chat. But when it comes to ugly fish, the giant gourami is way up there at the top of the list for fugly fish. I mean, it's not his fault it's ugly, but come on, giant gouramis. I was like, if flower heads didn't have the colours and the patterns, they would look absolutely bloody hideous. Flower heads, flower horns, even. Frogs, toads, newts, dragonflies, diving beetles, nymphs. Yep. Loads of life. Yeah, so back when I was doing that, we lived Bishop Stortford, so it would have been either the River Stort or one of the little tributary streams that lead to it. So yes, minnows, sticklebacks, and obviously for frogs and newts, bugs of all sorts. Then I put, as I say, I caught that baby pike, put that in there and ate everything else. Hey, I learned. The river biome. Yeah. I mean, technically, the only river, or the closest river to me, is the River Thet, which is just the headwaters of the River Thet. So I don't even think you qualify it as a brook or a creek. Well, it's not even, definitely not a creek. It's more like a dribble. It literally starts about a mile and a half that direction. there's very little living in it. You can't even get down to it. It's fenced off both sides because it's dangerous. Someone might fall in and drown. It's like that deep. Well, not at the moment. At the moment, it's about like 4 foot deep. But you know, that's given the amount of baby Thet. Yeah. Well, the river Thet, as it runs through Thetford, and the place where there's a ford over the river Thet, hence Thet Ford. Bishop Stortford, the place where the bishop had a ford over the river Stort. Hawkmoth catalogue, cats in jars. Still looking for caterpillar poop under privet bushes. I had a friend who used to keep stick insects that ate privet leaves, and he didn't have privet anywhere near him. So I would, on the way to school, like, as I would have to walk past the privet bush to the bus stop, like rip off a couple of sticks, stuff them in my bag, get to school, hand them off to him. Till one day the little old lady came running out and, "Why do you keep destroying my privet bush?" "I'm feeding my friends stick insects." "Oh, right, here." She just gave me all the clippings. I ended up going to school with like a carrier bag full of privet bush. And here you go, mate. So what the hell am I supposed to do with that? They eat like one leaf a week. Oops. Chuck it in the bin then. Oh dear. Yeah, things you don't want wandering around your airing cupboard in your bedroom. Yeah, I wouldn't like to wake up with a stick insect crawling across me. Well, at least they're easier to catch than if you wake up with a spider crawling across your face. That's really not a pleasant experience. Or in your mouth. Because when a spider bites you on the inside of the lip, it really does hurt. And they don't taste very nice either. Yes, I had a spider crawl in my mouth in my sleep once. Because yes, I do snore with my mouth wide open. Only the standard type. You don't want anything too exotic crawling around randomly in your bedroom. Yeah, praying mantis would be cool. But again, I'm not a huge fan of bugs. Let's just put it that way. There's just this hardwired instinct in my brain to stamp on them. Specifically, if they got 8 legs. They got 8 legs. They need to die there and then. If you got attacked by a praying mantis. Well, yeah, I'd rather get attacked by a praying mantis than a mantis shrimp. Finn, how old am I? I'm as old as I look. Middle age. Still chick milk release and monarch butterflies. Yeah, monarch butterflies are stunning. Average person eats at least 2 spiders. It's got to be more than that. Not that old, Finn. Middle age, not old age. Starts with a 4. Oh, damn. Now, you've only got one option there, Caleb. One option. Nuclear orbital strike. That's the only way. Yeah, I was going to say, I'd rather get attacked by a praying mantis than a mantis shrimp. I have a funny feeling that if a mantis shrimp punched you in the finger, it'd probably break your finger. Me, youth. How old as you feel? I feel old. Yeah. Getting closer, Finn. You get to that point where you just, other people are more excited about your birthday than you are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would have burnt it down to the ground. There would have been either one massive bug bomb going off in there or a flamethrower. Yeah, well, it's got to be an acrylic tank. Okay, I would have said. Yeah, I mean, because acrylic has a give; it won't shatter like glass will. And yeah, either that or just a tank made with really thick glass. Sherry had a spider bit my hip while I was sleeping and made a paper hole. It took 2 months to heal. Yep, I had one. It was. Keep going, Finn. Yeah, I basically sat on one. And it was, yeah, it bit the back of my leg. And yeah, got infected. Took a few months to heal, and there's still a big dent there. Yeah, you got it, Finn. Our spiders aren't dangerous, really. We're not talking brown recluses, black widows, or anything like that. We're just talking wolf spiders, but you still don't want to bite in you. Still rather sore. Although actually, we do have one very dangerous spider in the UK that is native. It has venom powerful enough, and it has enough venom to kill a human if it bites you. No, not the banana spider. It's a native, K. And if you don't know it, you'll be surprised when you hear it. Because we all used to play with them as kids. The reason it's not seen as dangerous is because it's a very small spider and its fangs can't pierce human skin. Now, you think you're joking, Mandy. You're very close. It is the money spider, as we call it. Absolutely tiny little thing, a few millimeters long, maybe an eighth of an inch at most, more like a 16th. And the old thing was, if you catch one on its web, put it around your head 7 times, you'll get a wish. Yeah, the money spider. It is a very close relative to the black widow and has the same venom, but it can't actually bite you. Well, it can try, but it just can't pierce your skin. Theoretically, if you had an open wound and the money spider then injected its venom into said open wound, it could kill you. But, it just doesn't happen. They can't pierce or penetrate our flesh or tissue with their teeny tiny little fangs. The woodlice, woodlice, the woodlice spider. That's the one that's kind of red in color, isn't it? Yeah, they're nasty looking things. They can bite. I think probably around about the same as a bee sting. So yeah, the other one, the money spiders, let it crawl across your hand, and if you were good, it went one way. If you were bad, it went the other. Yeah, in my case, they just curled up and died in the middle of my hand. Yeah, daddy long leg, poisonous. Jaws are so small they can't bite you. Yeah. It's like people think of neon tetras. I haven't got any at the moment. And those things have got mouthfuls of teeth like a piranha. And neon tetras are related to piranhas. Yeah, then there's, yeah, well, our funnel type spider isn't. No, majority of our spiders, the worst is kind of a bee sting kind of bite. It's, the bigger problem is if they get infected. It's not the actual poison or the bite, it's the infection. Yeah, oh yeah, well, the woodlouse spiders are vicious, evil little buggers, but no, these things. Again, the thing is, you got to muck about the spider to get it to bite you. Generally, you just leave them be, or just stomp on them. You're safe. Either orbital nuke, that's a good way of clearing them out as well. Or get a Zac, because Zacs are really good for getting rid of spiders. The times, sort of last autumn, the times I was sort of sat there watching YouTube or TV or something, well, YouTube, so I don't watch TV, and Zac would be in, you just sort of see him zoom across, and then you hear a crunch, and he turns around and looks up at you, and there's his legs hanging out of his mouth. Good boy. Saves me having to stomp that one. And why is it they always come running across the carpet just as you're about to go to bed? You just get ready to go to bed and go to sleep, and then some honking great wolf spider comes running across the carpet and wakes you right up. You know, I tend not to take pictures of spiders. I just die. I might have a picture of the silver one, the one I sprayed with the aluminium lacquer paint. I was painting an aluminium bodied aircraft model and it ran across the bench, so it got sprayed aluminium. Fun fact, if you spray acetone on a fly or a wasp, it'll melt their wings. Yeah, found that one out that way as well. Cleaning out the airbrush with acetone, and wasp came flying in the window, so I sprayed it with acetone, and there we go. And Finn's sister got eaten by Daddy Longlegs. And I'm going to be nice. Oh, actually. Oh, pardon me. Right. I'm going to have to go and, as Blackie would say, wrestle the alligator. So I will be back in a minute for the last near half hour. If you've got anything you want to ask me, stick it in the chat now. I'll be back in a minute. Ooh, there we go. That's better. Make sure my hands are dry. Is there only one rainbow fish? Well, there's three. Two forktails and one bosemani. There were four bosemani, but it was those that brought the columnaris into that tank, and three of them died from that and wiped most of the rest of the tank out. Yeah, that's what happened. Bout of columnaris, and being in the UK, we can't get erythromycin, general cure, anything like that. So, yes, lesson learned about quarantining fish the hard way. Yes, it's something I won't be getting again. Let's put it that way. I will make sure everything in future is quarantined, except for the shrimp that I put in today. What did I use? I used salt, Melafix, and Pimafix K, and that seemed to do the job. Columnaris fin, completely different thing. Completely harmless to humans, but deadly to fish. Although technically speaking, they probably do have tuberculosis as well. I got a pair of Achia gabonensis, the giant African wood shrimp K. Well, I say I got, Mary bought them for me, but she was feeling very generous and nice. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Caleb. I'll catch you probably Friday, if not somewhere random on Facebook, taking the mickey out of Jingles or Rita. So yes, they aren't. They're hiding up. Well, I mean, JC is down there, and I have no idea where B is. Well, probably not too far away though. No, I don't have a dog fin. B-roll. I took a picture of them in the bag case, so I can send you. I can send you a picture later. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got more likes than viewers, so that's always a bonus. Technically, I don't even have a cat either, Finn. My neighbour's cat has a pet human. And that's why I know you didn't break into my house, because he would have savaged you. If you were to get a dog, what breed would I get? Oh, it has to be a proper dog. Proper dog. Something big and flumpy. Ideally, a wolf. Something proper dog, like proper dog size. So border collie, Labrador retriever. Me, probably the smallest I would go would be something like a Spangle, cocky Spangle. Sorry, Cocker Spaniel. Things like a Tibetan Mastiff would be awesome. I keep getting put off. Also, my local pets at home is really good. Yeah, still not sponsored. I'm going to keep that joke going until something happens. If you see the title go up one week, sponsored stream, you'll know. Because let's be honest, it's not going to be an aquarium company that sponsors me, or a modelling company that sponsors me. Because I'm, how can I put it? Too well known for saying what I actually think rather than what someone might want me to say. And not as, I'm not probably not deemed a suitable person to be a representative. But if it comes to sitting down, drinking a can of drink and burping, I can do that as well as anyone can. Why do I have such a huge can of Monster? Because it takes a lot of caffeine to keep me awake. £3 meal deal, sandwiches, snack, and a drink. So get the biggest, most expensive drink, the most expensive sandwiches, and the most expensive snack. Comes out to more than double what you pay for it. Lurchers, Salukis, Greyhounds, all cool. Local One Stop or Tesco, same company. Not allowed for PC reasons to disclose further. Don't worry about being PC and EK. I ain't PC. I see a spade, I call it a spade. Now, there are levels of PC. There is being a good human being, and then there's just being stupid about things. Oh, that's too big in a big face. I'll get another Rotty. Oh, yeah, Rotties are lovely. I'll just lick you to death. That's always been my experience with Rottweilers. They're big softies, you know. Although it's pretty much the same with any dog. If you dogs pick up on your feelings. So if you're scared of it, it'll know you're scared, and it'll put the dog on, alert. Especially if the owner is scared of what the dog might do. That's the problem I've seen in the past, where an owner of a Rottweiler, the owner of a Rottweiler was scared that the dog would bite someone, so the dog was picking up on her being scared, so the dog was on alert. But yeah. Now, Cheryl, come on. Time in the pub has got to be better than time spent watching some weird fat dude waffle on the internet. So yeah, no hard feelings there. Long distance running with the bike. Yeah, some dogs are. It's same with some fish. When you get a breed that gets a bad name, it's because of the people who buy that breed. It's like Staffies. They get a bad name. Every time I've ever encountered a Staffy, it's been a complete softie. Wants to lick you to death, then roll over and have its belly rubbed. Or it might just be animals recognise one of their own kind with me, because I tend to have a way with most animals. Oh, careful, careful, you might bite. No, you won't. Yep, smoking is bad for my health. So is drinking energy drinks. So is drinking full fat Coke. So is not eating fruit and veg. Got to die of something. May as well die of something you enjoy. Thanks for tuning in, Dan. I'll catch you next time, buddy. And yeah, it was human. Yeah, I'll say, man, it's news to me. I never heard that before. I believe the Marlborough Man, Scott, Alien World Aquatics. I bought another eel. It was a steal of a deal for real. Now I'm going to go and have a nice meal. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your eel. Just be careful what you do with your eel after your meal. Yeah, catch you later, Cheryl. I hope you don't end up with a hangover or spinny room or any of that. Predisposition vary from county to county. Boxing coming. No. Again, that probably comes from the breeding. You know, from the breeding rather than no. If the parents are aggressive dogs, the owners have kept those dogs to be guard dogs or played on that aggression, then the pups are going to be more aggressive. Yeah, I was trying to dodge. I did dodge that one, Alex. Thank you very much. Finn, I am in Cornwall. Yeah. Yeah, North Cornwall, just south of Scotland. Yeah, socialisation. That's it. It's and also getting dogs to understand their place in the pack, which is the family. Yeah. The one thing I learned a long time ago is if you go into someone's house and they've got a dog, you say hello to the people, and then you say hello to the dog. The dog is the bottom of the pecking order. Because if the dog only say hello to the dog then thinks it's higher in the pecking order than the people you say hello to afterwards. So, yeah, say hello to the dog last. Unless it's a dog you really know well and it just comes charging out the door and jumps on you. In which case you haven't got a choice in the matter. Then a dog that's like that is just dopey and doesn't really worry about position in the pack. Yeah, it might. Yeah, old hat, but still true. You just, you just got to make sure the dog knows the humans are in charge. Yeah, so I say never. The only dog I have ever had an issue with was a Jack Russell, surprise, which again, back when I was a teenager, it would come out of the house, out of the owner's garden, and chase you on your bike. It did that till one day it nipped my ankle, and then I kicked it, and then it never came after me again. But yeah, I was just one of them dogs that was. Miniature Jack Russell. They're small enough anyway. Why do you need a miniature one? What's that good for? Hunting mice? The reason Jack Russells are like that is, well, because they're bred as ratters. That's what they're for. They're for going down holes and killing rats. Originally, yeah, I know. Most dogs have had those kind of instincts bred out of them these days, but that's what the shape was originally designed for. That's Manchester Fin. Look away, Sherry Fish. I ain't going to be here much longer anyway, buddy. Because I've got stuff to do, as it were. So I still haven't fed my fishies yet. Just remembered. Yep. Just wait till you get a bit older, Finn. It'll just happen all the time. You spend your life just dazed and confused. And then you... yeah. And you also, with age, you also get to recognise trolls as well. Take your dog rat hunting tonight. Oh, poor ratties. Now, rats, they make great pets. Rats are awesome pets. They are super friendly. And everyone says, oh, get a hamster. No, get a rat. Hamsters are vicious little buggers. Rats are just chilled out. They like nothing better than curling up on your shoulder, chunkering away in your ear and falling asleep. And they like a bath as well. You can give them a bath. They'll quite happily swim around in the water. Yeah, rats are just fun. They're great little pets. Don't try and feed them strawberry, though. They don't like strawberry. I've had razors pets too. I'm not surprised. Had rats. I say, no, rats. They're just, of all the rodents that people keep as pets, rats are the least likely to bite you. The worst you'll generally, I mean, you got, unless you molest the rat in some way it doesn't like, like we were talking about sleeping dogs lie. Yeah, don't just grab a rat to pick it up. It might bite you then. Hamster definitely will. But the worst I ever got off my rat, Ratner, named after the Terence. Worst I ever got off her was claw marks on my legs, where she'd run up my leg, and if you weren't wearing trousers, then yeah, you get little claw marks up your legs, but they don't hurt. So the worst animal bite I had was off of a parrot. There you go, parrot beaks designed to crack walnuts in half. So human shoulders are easy. Yeah, cavies, tailless. I think we still have some wild coipu around this area, don't we, Kay? They were imported for the fur trade and then escaped. There's still coipu living around the Broads, I think. These cavia coipu. There's different names for the same things. Yeah. Most rodents are cool. Well, Cornwall doesn't want to be in England. That's the thing. The Cornish see themselves as a different country. Yeah, I said people don't trap them anymore, Kay, so they probably are still around in small numbers. Same way as the reason we know we have a breeding population of panthers, leopards, or whatever, same animal, different colour, is that they're still being reported as being spotted 40 years after they got released into the wild when then the law changed. So yeah, we do have a small breeding population of panthers in the UK, but they're very good at hiding, so it's very rare they get seen. Yes, but I think what other weird animals we got around here? We've got coypu, black panthers. There's not really anything else that's kind of managed to invade. Oh, we've got the American signal crayfish. That's countrywide problem. No bears. Well, I mean, in certain nightclubs, there's quite a few bears, but you know, in the wild, we don't have any bears. I'm not sure how the wolf release was going in Scotland. I know they did release the beavers, but I think the wolves are on hold. They haven't been. They're still in their pen, as it were. Yeah, merry old England. Bats. Yeah, we've got bats. I have bats, and there's a couple living in my loft. Coypu, spelled Coypu. A large rodent that was introduced to the UK for the fur trade back in the century, and some escaped into the wild, and yeah, giant water guinea pigs, basically. And they were a pest. They got trapped and hunted quite severely. But it's like any of these things, you're never going to get all of them. So there's still a small population of them. You don't see, I think I've seen one or two in my life. So, you know, there aren't many, but they are out there. And I say the scary thing is, then, like most rodents, they're nocturnal, but their eyes glow red in torchlight. So yes, you just see these two little glowing red eyes looking at you. Yeah, I think it's mainly East Anglia, Alex. They're in pretty much Norfolk Broads is basically where they're limited to. And like most of these things, at least in this case, you know, got released in the wild and people went, oh crap, that's not good, and actually hunted them. So they're not an invasive species. I don't know what's keeping the numbers down now, though. There must be something that's figured out they're edible. Maybe pike in the Broads. Foxes. Yeah, possibly foxes munching. They're not too big for a fox's sake. Kay eats them. But the thing is, Kay, they're probably not much smaller than you are. Anyway, we're at the 2 hours. So I've got stuff to do. So thank everyone for turning up, tuning in, and sticking with me as I ramble, waffle, and grind my way through a couple of hours. And if I don't see you in other people's streams during the week, I'll see you next week. So, fairly well. If I can remember which buttons to press. Roll face across keyboard in correct direction.